Good morning, children. This is English video session for class 7. The book which we are doing now is Honeycomb. The unit is 1. The name of the topic is Three Questions by Leo Tolstoy. Now, yesterday we have completed the first part of the comprehension questions check. I had asked you to write them in your classwork. Now we are going to the working with text. Shall we go? 1. Answer the following questions. You can either write the answer immediately or note down the points and later on complete it in your classwork. Why was the king advised to go to the magician? Yes, do you remember, children? Yes. In order to decide the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future. And who can tell about the future? Magicians could only do that. So the king was advised to go to the magician. Clear? Why was the king advised to go to the magician? In order to decide the right time for doing something, yes, it is necessary to look into the future. Only magicians could do that. So the king was advised. So the king was advised to go to the magician. In answer to the second question, whose advice did the people say would be important to the king? In answer to the second question, whose advice did the people say would be important to the king? The answer is, some said the people most necessary to the king were his counselors. Some said priests, and others doctors, and yet others soldiers. Okay. In answer to the second question, the king was advised to take the suggestions of counselors, members of the council, and some said priests. Few others chose doctors, and yet others said his soldiers. SOLDIERS, soldiers. What suggestions were made in answer to the third question? The suggestions for the third questions were science, others chose fighting, and some chose religious worship. I repeat, The suggestions made to the third questions were: some said science, others fighting, yet others religious worship. Did the wise men win the reward? If not, why not? Yes. Did the wise men win the reward? No. They did not win. As the answers were so different, the king was not satisfied and gave no reward. I will repeat. Did the wise men win the reward? No. If not, why not? As the answers were so different, the king was not satisfied to give reward. Okay? Did you understand? Yes. How did the king and the hermit help the wounded man? How did the king help and the hermit? Okay, helped the wounded man. The wounded man in some places are referred as bearded man also. So don't get confused. Okay? Yes. So the king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in the stomach. The king washed and redressed until the bleeding stopped. Then he gave fresh water and allowed him to sleep. Shall I repeat again? Yes. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. The king washed and redressed until the bleeding stopped. He brought fresh water to drink and put him to bed. Clear? Yes. Question number 6. 1. Who was the bearded man? Why did he ask the king forgiveness? Who was the bearded man? Okay. The bearded man is the enemy of the king who swore revenge on him. The bearded man is an enemy of the king and he swore revenge. Okay, revenge on the king. Why did he ask for the king's forgiveness? The bearded man wished to kill the king, but the king saved his life. So he asked the king's forgiveness. I'll tell you the answer again. 6, 2. Why did he ask the king's forgiveness? The bearded man wished to kill the king, but it was the king who saved his life. So he asked the king for forgiveness. Okay. Question number 7. The king forgave the bearded man. What did he do to show his forgiveness? The king forgave the bearded man, and what did he do to show his forgiveness? The king sent his servants and his doctor to look after the bearded man. He gave his property to him. Okay. So 1, the king sent his servants and his own doctor to look after him. Then he also gave a man's property. He also promised to give his property. Okay. What was the hermit's answer to the 3 questions? Write each answer separately. Which answer do you like the most and why? Yes. So the answer is, there is the most important person with you at that particular time. The only time that is most important is now, because it is the most important time we have any power to act. First, who is the most important person who you are with at that particular moment? For no one knows whether we will see in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. Third, the most important business is to do that person good, because we are sent to this world for this purpose only. Which answer do you like the most? All the 3 answers are perfect and they are apt for everybody in every field of work. Okay, children, do you want me to repeat them? Yes. What were the hermit's answer to the 3 questions? Write them separately. Right answer. Which answer do you like the most? So you have 3 answers. So first answer is, the only one time that is important is now, because it is most important, because it is the only time we have the power to act. Next paragraph. The most important person is the person you are with at a particular time, for no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. 3. The most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent to this world for that purpose alone. Okay? Did you understand, children? Yes. So tomorrow, when you are coming to the English class, you should have completed the 8 question and answers and be ready for the working with language. I shall start with the working with language tomorrow. Till 8 question answer must be completed. I think you are able to understand all the answers which I said. Please complete it by tomorrow and also read it and come. With this, I close.